This is the beginning of your broadcast day, filled with events to enhance your viewing pleasure. Thanks for watching RCTV2, your Rusk College Cable Access channel in Holly Springs, Mississippi. RCTV2 is owned and operated by Rusk College. Dr. David L. Beckley, President.
Hello, welcome to RCTV2 News Live at 5. I'm Juanita Lackey. Students at Ole Miss had an interruption with the water they consume on campus. Stay tuned for that story and more right after this. Welcome back. Water is flowing as normal on the University of Mississippi's campus in Oxford, Mississippi. Classes resumed at 1 p.m. A boil water alert remains in effect for anyone who uses the university's water supply. The campus was closed until noon on Monday, February 2nd due to a loss of water pressure. Any water that does not come from the system should be boiled for at least 1 minute before using or consumed. People using the university's water supplies includes all campus buildings, residence halls, office buildings, academic buildings, and athletic venues. A mother is accused of lying to police and now has a warrant out for her arrest. Investigators say Chastity Ford, 28, told police 2 men carjacked her and her 6-year-old son. Officers eventually found the car and determined the boy was never inside or in danger. Instead, he was safe with a family member in Tipton County. Deputies arrested Ford and charged her with filing a false report. Now Shelby County investigators cannot find Ford. She's wanted for termination of diversion and filing a false report. If you have any information that may help investigators, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. A Louisiana man has pleaded guilty in the deaths of 2 men in Clinton, Mississippi in 2011. The Sun Herald reports Nicholas Skilling changed his plea Monday in Hancock County Circuit Court. Judge Larry Bergores sentenced the Covington, Louisiana man to 2 current life sentences. Skilling was charged with murder in the deaths of 27-year-old Robert Anthony and 30-year-old Joshua Adams, both of Magnolia. They were fatally shot at a mobile home owned by Adams' cousin, Jesse Adams. Their bodies were found the next day in the back seat of Quisquero's SUV near Abita Springs. Jesse Adams pleaded guilty in 2013 as an accessory after the fact to murder. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison with 10 years suspension. Stay tuned for the weather right after this break. It's been very chilly all day.
When I fly, I rely on my wingman to cover my back.
That's the role of the Air Force Reserve, always ready to do the job. To serve when called upon. We move America, taking people and supplies around the world. We build and repair runways to keep our planes flying. We maintain an array of magnificent aircraft. We routinely perform amazing feats in the sky. We're your neighbors. We live and work in your communities and still hold part-time jobs in the Air Force Reserve. Jobs that keep America strong. We've got your back.
Every day, caregivers of Alzheimer's patients are searching for answers to questions like,
how important is it to keep my mother on a regular schedule?
Why does my grandfather sometimes forget who I am?
My wife is becoming confused. What can I do to help her?
Go to ahaf.org/questions or call 1-800-437-2423. Find answers to real-life questions from Alzheimer's disease research.
Portions of the United States from the Northeast to the Midwest are under a winter storm warning today. Chicago is preparing for blizzard conditions. The Northeast is bracing for bad weather for the second time in a week. Almost 75 million people could be affected. Marley Maloney reports officials say they're doing all they can to prepare.
Today, we're getting 12 inches of snow. So we are getting, in this 24-hour cycle, what we got for all the month of January.
Chicago is under a blizzard warning. The National Weather Service forecasts the area could see up to 18 inches of snow Sunday and wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Mayor Rahm Emanuel says the city's job is clear.
To make sure people get to their job tomorrow safely and securely. We're making sure that the resources are there to keep our streets plowed and passable, and that residents throughout the city of Chicago to be safe and secure.
The conditions are causing a nightmare for travelers. About 2,000 flights have been canceled, many departing from or bound for the Windy City.
We're on to the next storm.
The swath of bad weather stretches from the Midwest to the Northeast. In Massachusetts, where last week's blizzard is fresh on people's minds, officials are warning drivers about Monday morning's commute.
If you have the option to stay home or avoid travel, we ask you do it, but there is no such thing. We're not talking about a ban on driving or anything like that.
And in Detroit, workers are salting roads in anticipation of heavy snow.
We will salt hills, intersections, stoplights, things like that.
Back in Chicago, officials want citizens to keep safety first.
Drive for conditions. I can't stress that enough. Slow down and drive for conditions.
I'm Mary Maloney, reporting.
The daughter of the late singer Whitney Houston is in the hospital. This just days before the third anniversary of Houston's death. A source close to the family tells CNN Bobby Christina Brown is in a medically induced coma after she was found unresponsive in her Georgia home. Nick Valencia reports.
It was eerily familiar. Bobby Christina Brown found unresponsive, face down in a bathtub at her home early Saturday morning. The only daughter of deceased pop star Whitney Houston and singer Bobby Brown. Her mother died in a similar scene almost 3 years ago.
Bobby Christina's husband found her face down in a bathtub in the bathroom of their home. She was unresponsive, meaning not breathing, no heartbeat. He immediately started CPR on her.
Brown was taken here to North Fulton Hospital, where police say she is alive and breathing. But the hospital says they cannot say what her current condition is. Police are treating the case as a medical incident.
Is there any indication that perhaps medication was a factor at all? Prescribed medication?
Right now, they did not see anything on the scene that would indicate that. No alcohol or drugs laying around that would indicate that.
Since her mother's death in February of 2012, there has been concern about the 21-year-old's well-being. People magazine editor Mary Margaret.
There's been growing concern. People have wondered what, the money that she was given when she turned 21, how that would play into, her increasing independence and what she would do with that. This is sort of the worst fears realized.
Recently, there were signs that Brown had made positive changes in her life. She tweeted about getting healthier, working out, and resurrecting her acting career. Her supporters say they hope this is a tragic accident and just a horrible coincidence. Nick Valencia, CNN, Roswell, Georgia.
Measles is on the rise. The current U.S. outbreak has spread to 14 states since December. California has about 100 confirmed cases. Over the weekend, hundreds of New Yorkers may have been exposed when a college student with the virus took an Amtrak train through the state. Dr. Anthony Fasu of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease says measles is spreading because many kids aren't vaccinated.
The concern, as you said correctly, is that it is spreading, and the reason it is because there is a percentage of the population of children who've not been vaccinated for a variety of reasons. We have a very effective measles vaccine. Measles is a highly contagious infection, and for one reason or other, different reasons that parents may give, they're not getting their children vaccinated. What we need to do about it is to try and explain, because I don't think parents are trying to do anything bad. I just think they need to understand.
Stay tuned for your 7-day extended weather forecast right after the break.
Hi, I'm Jason Taylor, defensive end for the Miami Dolphins and a proud supporter of the ASPCA. And this is Bear. Nothing compares to the love and loyalty of a pet. This guy's a really big part of my team. That's why I can't sit on the sidelines knowing that every day innocent animals are abused, beaten, and neglected. Today, we need you to get in the game. So come on, join the team and help the ASPCA put an end to animal cruelty. Visit fightcruelty.org.
Every one of us knows someone who has been affected by cancer. More than 1.5 million Americans will be diagnosed with cancer this year alone. Each one of them faces new challenges and decisions. I'm Patrick Dempsey, and I know firsthand how dealing with cancer can impact someone's life. My mother is a 2-time ovarian cancer survivor. Our entire family rallied together to support her. One person alone does not beat cancer. That is why I support Breakaway from Cancer, an initiative created to raise awareness about free services and programs for people affected by cancer. Breakaway from Cancer supports the services of 2 nonprofit organizations, the Wellness Community and the National Coalition for Cancer Survivorship, making support, education, and hope available to everyone. These organizations promote quality care and help those touched by cancer take an active role in their recovery and get them the tools they need to live well with and beyond the disease. Don't go through this alone. Visit breakawayfromcancer.com and connect to a variety of free services and programs.
Welcome back. It's a cool 57 degrees here in the city of Holly Springs with wind speeds of 8 miles per hour. Now let's take a look at your 7-day extended forecast. Monday, partly cloudy, high 32, low 27 degrees. Tuesday, sunny, high 50, low 30 degrees. Wednesday, partly cloudy, highs in the 50s, lows in the 20s. Thursday, partly cloudy, the highs in the 30s and the lows in the 20s. Friday will be sunny, high 50, low 34 degrees. Saturday, partly cloudy, the high will be 61 and the low 50 degrees. Luckily, there's no rain in the forecast for the week, but it's going to be very chilly outside, so make sure you stay bundled up. Stay tuned for the rest of the news after the break.
They say America's the land of opportunity. Where kids can grow up to be anything they want. But for a lot of us, it's not so easy. Because right now, 1 out of every 6 children in America lives without enough. That's nearly 13 million of us living in poverty. When you live below the poverty line, every day is a struggle just to hang on. This is America. Together we can do so much. Will you help? Go to povertyusa.org today and get involved.
Hi, how are you doing today?
What looks good?
Our special today is shrimp scampi. It's been sitting around for about a week.
Excuse me, what time are you guys leaving? We're gonna rob your house tonight.
Don't you wish there were warnings to protect you from life's risks? With diabetes, there is one. It's called A1C, a simple blood test that helps measure your risk of a heart attack and other complications. Learn more at diabetesaonc.org.
Welcome back. The sports world's attention may be fixed on Arizona and the Super Bowl right now, but half a world away in the UAE, American football is also making a cultural play, as CNN's Amar Dattari shows us.
Supporting from the sidelines of a sports field, this Emirati family watches a game not usually associated with the UAE. American football has touched down in the country and it's thriving, especially amongst the locals.
The feeling you get when you just start running down the field with the ball and there's someone in front of you and you just know you can make it past them.
Abdullah started playing just a few months ago. But he already says he'd like to become a professional and one day maybe even play in the NFL. And he's got a lot of backing.
My family likes it because they think it's good for me to have sports, and a lot of my friends want to join as well because they find it cool that I'm doing something unique and different.
It may be unique and different, but since it kicked off around 2 years ago, the Emirates American Football League has faced quite a few obstacles.
One of our biggest challenges was just getting equipment. Nobody around here sells equipment, so we had to go into the United States, ship it out. Everything from mouth guards down to shoes, everything had to be shipped in. At the beginning, 2 more challenges were officials. Not many officials happened to be in the Middle East, but also coaches. We had, I think, 7 coaches 2.5 years ago, and now we've got 53. So it was a little bit of just putting the call out to the community to say, we really need some help, and they showed up en masse.
And involving the community is a key strategy for General Manager Dustin Chernansky. Not surprising then that, like the UAE itself, the league is incredibly diverse.
I would say about 1/3 of our athletes are from the United States and Canada, and the rest from everywhere else. And it's really amazing. The thing that we hear over and over from these new nationalities that are playing is, I've always wanted to play. I've always wanted to try American football. So that's where we are. We're the opportunity for some of these guys to get a taste of authentic American football.
American football in the UAE is still very much in its infancy, but with the enthusiasm I've seen both on and off the field, this all-American sport seems certain to feature on the Emirati landscape for years to come. And for football players from the UAE, the American dream is very much alive and kicking. Amir Daftari, CNN, Abu Dhabi.
And here's a look at your Hollywood Minute. A baby for Justin Timberlake and Jessica, a Breaking a Bad star returns to TV, and a Super Bowl weekend record. Here's Andy Rose with today's Hollywood Minute.
Justin Timberlake is saying bye to those baby rumors. The former NSYNCer posted a birthday photo to his Instagram account Saturday, announcing he and his wife, actress Jessica Biel, are expecting. JT's post says he's getting the greatest gift ever. The couple doesn't appear to know the sex yet. Timberlake hashtagged boy or girl, and we're taking bets. Breaking Bad star Anna Gunn is headed to CBS. The Emmy winner will shoot a Criminal Minds spin-off pilot with Gary Sinise in February. The two will play FBI agents investigating international cases. The episode will run as part of Criminal Minds' regular season this spring. American Sniper continued its #1 streak at the box office, bringing in almost $32 million. The biopic broke the record for largest unadjusted Super Bowl weekend gross. Children's story Paddington moved up to #2, and the new sci-fi thriller Project Almanac came in at 3rd place, closely trailing Paddington. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Andy Rose.
Many people who had chickenpox think they won't get it again. That's true, but the virus that causes it can come back as shingles. Tamika Jones takes a look at the condition in today's Health Minute.
It's called the varicella zoster virus.
Shingles basically is a reactivation of the chickenpox virus. We get the disease, we recover from the rash, and then typically we'll never get chickenpox again. However, it's that same virus that causes chickenpox that later on in life can appear as shingles. The older patients tend to get shingles more often than the younger patients. As we get older, our immunity is not as good as when we're young. The symptoms of shingles would be typically a rash on one side of your body, lots of different round areas that are raised with maybe even fluid in there, which we call, like blisters or vesicles, and then later on it will scab over. Some patients may actually not have a rash initially. They may just have the tingling, the sensation that something is wrong with one side of your body.
Shingles can be treated with antiviral medicines, but he recommends that people aged 55 and older get the shingles vaccine to reduce their risk of developing the disease. I'm Tamika Jones.
Joy and excitement on the campus of the University of Massachusetts immersed as the New England Patriots claimed the Super Bowl title. Hundreds of students flooded the Southwest Quad Sunday night to celebrate. The crowd stayed mostly peaceful. Local media reports one person was arrested for disorderly conduct. The Patriots push aside all the Deflategate talk and knock off the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks. Tied at 7, Brady throws down the right side and finds the Patriots' Rob Gronkowski for the 22nd yard. TD with just 31 seconds to go in the half. 14-7 Patriots. Thank you for tuning in to RCTV2 News Live at 5. I'm Juanita Lackey, and from all of us here at Rusk College, have a great night.